Hey, what up, y'all? I'm Tight Shirt Terry Warfield, and I'm a content creator. I like making videos about photography, filmmaking, gear reviews, tips and tricks, tutorials on editing, and getting better on camera and things like that. I'm a father. I'm a whole lot of other different things too, but I love making videos and photography. Today I'm gonna talk about vlogging, the gear I use, tips and tricks, anything that I could give you to make it a little bit easier for you to feel comfortable on camera, I got you. Look what we got over here, light right there, and we got lights on the other side, and hey, this is what vlogging is all about, man. My number one tip if you're looking to get into vlogging is to not care about what people think. I remember being in New York and we were walking through a park and I was holding the camera, and a few people that had way more subscribers asked me like, Terry, how are you so comfortable with vlogging in public with these people staring at you? And my answer to them was, I just don't care. You just gotta get over the fact that people, no matter what you are doing or who you are or how good you look or how bad you look or whatever it is, people are always gonna have something to say. My second tip is to just be free on camera. People want to see the personality, so don't feel like you need to get on camera and be somebody that you're not, because when you try to do that, it shows and people kind of see through it. And my third tip will be to be ready to be consistent and persistent, because there will be times where you will put a lot of work into a video and you won't necessarily get the result that you wanted. But I promise you, if you keep going, eventually you'll start to see the results. It only takes one view, the right view, to change everything for you. Vlogging is all about storytelling. Sometimes the story in vlogging is the vlog itself. It's the experience. It's the natural discovery as the day progresses. That is the story. If you're vlogging, it's all about sharing the experience real time as it's happening. When I make vlogs, this is what I like to do. I mean, obviously I'm using gear, right? So if I am using like a camera, like a ZV-E10 or FX3 or whatever the case may be, I always try to include people into what I'm using to create the vlogs. So for example, I did a couple vlogs where I did use the ZV-E10 because I think it's the perfect travel camera. I shared my experience throughout the day using it. I guess I'm just mindful of the gear I'm using, and anytime I have thoughts about it, I share them, and then I just edit it all together. Obviously, gear is important, but it's only important once you nail the basics down, right? Once you master the ability to make a video and you get comfortable on camera, then you start introducing the gear in, because at that point, the gear will only help you tell that story better. If I had to give a beginner, right, one camera that I would recommend, it would probably be the Sony ZV-E10. It's the perfect little small camera. It's not too expensive. It has a ton of features that help content creators out, like the flippy screen so you can see yourself on camera. It has super crazy reliable autofocus. So it's got a lot of tools built into it to really help out content creators. And there's a huge assortment of very inexpensive lenses that you can get from Sony to kind of complete a kit. So it's a really, really good starter camera. What's in my bag, my go-to? These are my babies. So my first baby is the Sony a7 IV. My second baby is the FX3. Now, the a7 IV is probably the camera that I grab first because it's such a good blend between quality and photography, quality and video, great battery life, it's got stabilization built into it. If you had to pick one lens, right, to go along with your Sony a7 IV, whatever other camera that you're using, 24-70 is the way to go. And the reason I say it's the way to go is because it is so versatile, especially as a vlogger and content creator. Most of the focal lengths that we use are within 24-70. If you want to do like handheld vlogging, or sometimes you want to be able to just punch in and maybe get a close-up on somebody's face, or maybe you want a super blurry background of a flower or something like that, and a 24-70 covers all of that. So the reason I carry multiple lenses is because although a lens like the 24-70 is great, it's a very, very good general purpose lens, there are other times where I want a different look. If I'm taking pictures of somebody, or if I want like a super shallow depth of field, or if I'm taking pictures of something like a car and I want a really realistic perspective, something like an 85mm in that case would be better. I carry multiple bodies for two reasons. Number one, redundancy, because it doesn't matter what camera you have, how much it costs, every now and then camera gear fails, just like cars. Every now and then a car fails. And I never want to be in a situation where I need to create content and I don't have anything else to create with. Also, now this is like advanced vlog stuff, right? It's way more interesting to look at a single object from two separate angles, right? So This is a perfect example. I'm looking at one camera, but guess what? There's another camera over there looking right at me. And just having that ability to cut back and forth makes a otherwise boring shot into a more interesting shot. So aside from camera gear and things like that, I will really focus on a good quality microphone and at least 1 or 2 small lights that can really help you out in dark scenarios. Even having something like this ZV-E10 right here is super inexpensive, but it gives you really good audio, and it takes the guesswork out of, you know, I need to adjust my audio levels and all that stuff. The biggest thing I want you guys to take from this is to just do it. I know a lot of people have doubts and they say, hey, I want to start next week or I'm going to start next year. My advice would be to start today. If you're thinking about getting into photography, filmmaking, vlogging, online content creation, we don't live in a better time that we do right now to get started. Stop procrastinating, stop being so scared about what people think of you, and if you want to put yourself out there, put yourself out there, and don't pay attention to the results. All right, so how can we connect with each other? First of all, I'm on YouTube. You guys can look up my YouTube channel. It is literally Terry Warfield. My Instagram, if you want to connect there. I like having a lot of Instagram friends also. We can be friends there. It's Terry_Warfield, and there's a whole lot more content like this on Alpha Universe. So make sure after this video, you go and you check some of that out, man. Hope I gave you something useful in this video. Till next time, y'all know how I say it. Peace and chicken grease. Much love, y'all. Peace.